Welcome to Toastmaster Time, the show that has everybody talking. Tonight, we have the pleasure of meeting and getting to know the District 57 Toastmasters leadership. Now, District 57 is made up of roughly 100 Toastmasters clubs in Northern California, and they're led by District Director Sally Philbin, Program Quality Director Linda Patten, and Club Growth Director Jeffrey Young. Sally, Linda, and Jeff's role this year is to make sure that the Toastmasters and the clubs throughout District 57 Toastmasters get the services they need. Sally and Jeffrey are in the studio tonight. We're going to hear from Linda remotely. Welcome to the show tonight.
Thank you, Steve.
We appreciate you being here. And I'm going to start with you, Sally. What is District 57 Toastmasters, and how does District 57 serve the members?
District 57 is a part of a huge organization where people can come to learn. They can come to gain self-confidence. Frankly, the district tends to be fairly invisible to the members. We're all members. Mm-hmm. But to those members that are not involved in district activities, we tend to be invisible. So how do we help them? We help them, as Linda will be talking about, by providing training. We help them by creating a club structure and by being there when they call out for help or needing speakers, we're there.
Okay. Fantastic, fantastic. Well, now's a good time to go to Linda. Linda, this year you're serving as Program Quality Director. Can you tell us what your role is and your vision for the district?
Thank you, Steve. It's really great to be here. I have a vision of a well-trained and well-executing district, that we're doing the things that we need to do to be excellent. They have the education, we have the training, we foster successful and healthy clubs.
Fantastic, fantastic. Jeffrey, welcome to the show tonight. What is your role as Club Growth Director?
My role as Club Growth Director has two parts. Number one is to create new clubs out of thin air, mostly thin air anyway, and two is to strengthen and help the clubs that already exist, because there are 100 clubs out there, 100 plus, that need help sometimes, and there are clubs that there are Toastmasters who don't know the Toastmasters yet. So that's my job.
Fantastic, fantastic. These are three demanding roles. Sally, can you tell us what your why is?
My why is completely selfish.
Oh.
And I say that because I think everybody's why should be selfish. What am I getting out of this? What I'm getting out of this is I'm developing my leadership skills. I'm having the opportunity to try out new programs that hopefully will help the district, and I get to watch the members grow. I have seen the members grow over the years, get better, become more self-confident, and watching that growth, it's a buzz. It makes me feel really good.
It's a buzz. I like that. Okay. How about you, Linda? What is your why?
I want to revitalize, I want to rebuild, and I want to reinvent District 57. Well, just coming into the PQD, it's why I'm here. It's why I do what I do.
Mm-hmm. Great. And Jeffrey, this is your first year on the trio. What is your why?
My why is my personal slogan, which is making clubs better, one member at a time. And as originally area director and then division director, I got to reach out to more and more clubs every time I did this thing. And I find that clubs are more than just a number. They're more than just a number of members. They're individuals. So whenever I visit a club, I'm reaching out and I'm trying to help any individual member who wants to learn something or be enlightened, if you will.
All right, all right. Now, Sally, you're the leader. You're the district director. What is your vision for the district, for District 57 Toastmasters?
I have a very particular vision for District 57. As you know, we're encouraged by Toastmasters International to strive to be distinguished. And the way that's recorded is through building up a number of this and a number of that, and how many of these things did you do? What I'm trying to do this year is to focus on the members, not focus on the numbers. If we focus on the members and encourage them to grow through working the educational program, to grow through attending training sessions, to grow through becoming club officers, we'll have our numbers. But I don't want to focus on the numbers. I want to focus on the members. I'll give you an example. We just had area director club visit reports that were due November 30th. Toastmasters International said you must submit a minimum of 75% of your club's reports for 75%. And we did that. And then I said to the area directors, all right, we've hit TI's goal. Now how about hitting your goal? Your goal of visiting and reporting on 100% of your clubs. Steve, we did it.
You did it.
There was one suspended club that did not have a report filed. Other than that, 100%.
Wow.
It was amazing. Those area directors and division directors collectively were amazing. And that's my vision.
All right. All right. So y'all collaborate on the vision. You oversee everything, and then Linda and Jeffrey have their roles. Linda, I'd like to ask you right now, what kind of innovative things are you doing with training and education?
I want to see as many clubs as possible with really strong membership, educated members, and being recognized for their excellence. I think that's so very, very important that working with our club growth director, and obviously Sally is our district director, to put on educational pieces within the club. It means that we're giving them individualized training that's important to them and that will help them grow and be successful.
Interesting, interesting. I understand you're going into the clubs. If I was a member of a club, or if there's a club member or club officer watching, how would they contact you, Linda, to come out or to have somebody from the district come out and visit with them?
It's actually very simple. We ask you to send us an email. Either you can send it to Jeff or to me, and we will send you out either the list of potential speakers, or we'll get into conversation with you and find out what is it you're actually looking for. What is it that would help your club the most? What kind of a speaker are you looking for? And we'll go through our list. We know our speakers really well and say, this is the training for you. And then, of course, it's a question of matching the trainer with the club and making sure that we can make the time work. But so far, we've been really successful in making that happen.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Now, Jeffrey, we're a few months into the year. What were your first quarter goals and how have they worked out so far?
First quarter goal was figure out what I was doing.
Right.
But seriously, there is a lot of business work and paperwork, and the thing that the club growth director does that is special is come up with a marketing plan. How do you want to approach the world outside the existing clubs? And just identifying places that you can start clubs. The other goal, besides helping follow the district success plan, is to collect a team together. Because one of the things that I learned really, really quickly was I can't do it all myself. And relearning the ideas of delegate, do, or drop is figuring out half the role of being club growth director.
Right. You mentioned right at the beginning figuring out what you were doing, and that was going to lead to my next question. What did you learn? You talked a little bit about delegation. Is there anything else you learned in the first part of the year?
I think the expectation to hit the ground running was something that I was hoping to do, but there were so many other things that you had to learn to get ramped up, if you will. And every time I turned around, there was something else, another deadline. And I realize now that there's a lot of self-paced learning and a lot of figuring out what you can give away to someone else. And then there's a lot of overlap between what we do as the trio. And sometimes it's a matter of, should I be doing this or should somebody else be doing this? But you kind of get to your strengths and when you find out what they are. And one of the things that we got coached on early was find your why, as you already asked, but also what are your goals for the year? And once you had those set, you actually have something to aim for.
Excellent, excellent. Now, your first year, this is your third year. What have you learned, Sally, this year? And maybe what have you learned since that first couple of months when you were club growth director that's helping you as a district director now?
I learned a couple of startling things. Jeff is exactly right. We spent a good portion of the first quarter doing administrative chores, getting the budget approved and submitted. Other reports, the district success plan, the promotional plans, all of these reports that needed to be turned in. And there's some of those things that we are supposed to do, like training area and division directors and like doing the club visit reports. If we don't meet those goals as set by TI, our district and every club in it is out of the running for distinguished status. I had no idea.
Right.
I had no idea. So that's something that I learned. I also learned the importance of the trio. Now, I didn't learn that this year. I learned that at the beginning of my club growth year, and how important it is that you've got other folks that have your back, other folks that have done this. I still talk to Ed Cullen regularly. He was last year's district director. So we are surrounded by people who've done it before, who can give us ideas that we cannot copy because we want to figure it out on our own and try our own thing, and that's okay. And I've also learned and continue to learn that when I trip and fall, and I do, there are people that will pick me up and dust me off and send me back out there.
Right, yeah, great. Well, that's fantastic. Now, the big thing right now, and I'm going to have everybody talk about it a little bit, but I'm going to start with Linda because she's in charge of education and training. Linda, can you talk about the members' comfort level with the Pathways Educational Program?
I'd say it's slim to none. No, it's not that bad. There are members who have gone in and sort of playing around with it to see what's there. What we're doing, at least for the club officers, is we're doing an hour-long presentation on pathways as part of the Toastmasters Leadership Institute. The leaders will learn, and we'd like to invite all of the members to come as well.
Fantastic, fantastic. And you had the role last year, Sally, and you're involved in district leadership, Jeffrey. I'll start with you, Sally. How are you working on things with Pathways, and how are you seeing the members grow from it?
Along with Linda, and I suspect Jeff as well, I'm working very closely with the district Pathways chair. She is going to be giving a presentation at our next executive committee meeting, which is in a week and a half from now, all about the new pathways and how to navigate that. Also, I'm encouraging the division directors and the area directors to feed information down to the clubs and to the members about pathways and about its importance, because that is our educational system.
Right, definitely.
That's pretty much.
And you're bringing new clubs in, Jeffrey, and you're watching clubs grow. How are you seeing the new members get onboarded with Pathways?
It's a mixed bag. A lot of the difficulty people have had sometimes is the technology angle, in the sense that navigating around pathways and figuring out how the levels work is a barrier that people who used to have the original Competent Communicator books have to get over. But I think that whenever I'm helping people, I'm very much a kinesthetic. I work with my hands, I work with people. I tend to put on the mentoring hat, if you will, and I kind of get them into the space where it's like, this is not so bad. Tell me what your speech idea is, and I'll find you the project that works with it. Kind of do it backwards instead of trying to go one at a time. And it's something that people don't recognize about Pathways is that you don't have to do the projects in order. You can jump around and find that project that fits your idea rather than making the idea fit the project.
All right, that makes sense. That makes sense. Let's stay with you. You talked a little bit earlier about delegation. That's one of the biggest things you learned. So let's say I'm a District 57 Toastmasters. I'm watching this and I'm intrigued. What kind of opportunities do you have in club growth for a motivated member to help you with?
There's one easy answer for that: coaches. I need coaches. And what that does and what they do is a coach is kind of like an extra pair of eyes and ears and hands inside a club. And the clubs that have less than 13 members qualify for a coach. More than 13 qualify for an ambassador, but that's something different. So what a coach does is they're just there to attend a meeting as a non-member of the club and to be the outside voice and the outside observer. And generally, a club should be someone who's been a Toastmaster for long enough to where they can explain concepts and teach things. So definitely, coaches are the thing I need the most right now. I don't have enough. I need a lot more than I currently have.
And the club obviously benefits. How would I benefit by becoming a coach?
Becoming a club coach is one very important leg on the path to the Distinguished Toastmaster honor. And that is the ultimate goal of any Toastmaster, to become a Distinguished Toastmaster.
And I'll bet you that if you went to a job interview and you told the interviewer that you coached a club and talked about the success, that would probably bode well for you in the job. wouldn't it?
And the other thing coaching does for you is it helps you mentor more than one person at the same time. It's becoming, if you will, a friend of the club and someone who understands multiple people, multiple personalities. So it's teaching leadership at the same time.
Right. Fantastic, fantastic. And Sally, what are ways you see where District 57 members could get involved with the district?
There are lots of positions available in the district. I just filled my facilities manager position.
Oh, okay.
I need another administrative manager. What is that, you ask? The administrative manager, using AI, takes notes at our district executive committee meetings every month. More importantly, at the end of the year when we have our business meeting, that person will be taking the minutes for that meeting and recording the results of the elections and the other voting opportunities that we will have for our realignment of our divisions and areas within the district. So the administrative manager is a critical position in the district, and I need to refill that position. So if someone is interested in helping, I have someone that will teach you exactly how to do it, all the details, step by step.
So you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Not at all.
There's somebody that'll get you started.
That's right.
All right. So we'll start with you on this one. It's June 30th, 2025. And you're finishing your role. You're finishing 3 years on the trio. What do you hope to see happening on June 30th, 2025?
I am not going to tell you that I hope the district is distinguished, because if what I hope happens, we may well be distinguished. I want to be looking at the reports and seeing the uptick in use of pathways, many more levels being completed. I want to look at those reports and seeing increased number of members per club. I want to see people volunteering to help between clubs. I want to see just an uptick in activity in the district. That would make me happy.
That would be a District 57 buzz.
That would be a buzz, yes.
Linda, June 30th, 2025, the end of the Toastmaster year. What do you hope to see?
Well, I actually have two quotes that I dearly love, and I have them on my wall and I look at them constantly. One is, the key to success is focusing on successes, not on obstacles. Success is simple. Do what's right, the right way, at the right time. And by June 30th, I will have done that.
Fantastic. And Jeff, June 30th, 2025.
I have two goals. One is the magic number 7, which is the number of clubs I'm hoping to have started by June 30th, one for each division, and plus one extra as a spare, and 75%. And that's the number of open houses I want to see run across the district. Because one of the difficulties that I've been running into when I talk to clubs is, how do we find more members? How do we bring in more members? And so one of the things that my team has come up with is an open house kit that makes the barrier to creating an open house package a lot smoother.
Tell us about open houses.
Well, the idea of an open house is you're supposed to advertise to people who have never heard of Toastmasters, and might answer the question, what is Toastmasters? And so we provide flyer templates. The next thing you have to do is come up with an agenda so people can walk in and say, what's going on here? And look at the agenda and say, oh, there's speakers, there's this table topics thing, and it explains what Toastmasters is. And the next part is, what kind of timetable do we have? And so we have a calendar that we set up where 1 month out you do this, 2 weeks out you do this. Make sure that you have all the boxes checked off. And then there's even a script that the fledgling Toastmaster chair for the open house can read through if they need it. And it's pretty much, it takes the problem coming up with, as you said earlier, reinventing the wheel of what goes into an open house. So we have a more consistent open house format between everyone.
Have you seen some open houses that have been off the charts?
Yes. In the sense that those are the people who I said, I like what you're doing, help me make this open house kit a reality. And they were part of the committee that made that happen.
You're finishing 3 years, Sally. What are some of the other district roles you had? We talked about members getting involved in district roles. What are some of the roles you had before you were on the trio?
I was a co-conference chair. I was an open house chair. I was a club extension chair. I was a co-conference chair again. That's what I can think of. So, oh, of course, division director, area governor, dating myself, division governor, dating myself. So I've had a number of roles and different times within my Toastmaster career.
So that's what happens. When Sally, Linda, and Jeffrey are talking about they're looking for people to get involved with the district, they can get involved with the district, and if they choose, they could be the people that are in these chairs as a district leaders, because it's open to everybody, and one thing leads to another, and there's a lot of opportunities here. So that's fantastic. What are some of the roles you had, Jeffrey, before you were on the trio?
Well, I've already mentioned being an area director and a division director, and I also do training at the various club officer trainings and the TLI. And the thing I'm doing right now that I'm actually the most proud of is that I've signed to be a coach for one of the clubs I've been shadowing for a while. And you might think, well, wait a minute, isn't that a downshift? No, it's not. It's actually one of the more important roles, because when you're one of the trio members, you're kind of have so many clubs that you're working with. But when you're a coach, you go to the same club pretty much every meeting, and you get to know the people, and you get to know what makes them tick. And for the club and coaching, the question is, what makes them special? And what's their vision? And I want to spread that message to other clubs, but for the club and coaching, they're mine, and they're special on their own.
Every club's unique.
Yes.
No doubt about it. Well, Sally, Linda, Jeffrey, we appreciate you being on the show tonight. And we also appreciate everybody that tuned in and watched Toastmasters Time. We filmed the show in the San Francisco Bay Area, and if you'd like to find out more about Toastmasters Time, we've got a fantastic YouTube channel. It's at Toastmaster Time TV, and you can watch this episode or any episode going back. We are sponsored by District 57 Toastmasters. You can find District 57 Toastmasters at d57tm.org. And if you'd like to find out more about Toastmasters and hopefully find a club near you, please go to toastmasters.org. We are grateful for the talented staff and the volunteers at the Palo Alto Media Center where we record the show. And we appreciate Sally, Linda, and Jeffrey for coming to the show tonight. For all of you, we encourage you to join Toastmasters and keep on talking.